welcome to the Business Unfiltered series. I'm Rick Plaskett, a certified business and leadership coach. Today, my guest is Meredith, and she is the owner and second generation of a family-run company, Marles Printing Company. Today, we're going to talk to Meredith a little bit about her business, some of the challenges she's had, some of her best practices, and get a peek into what it's really like to run and operate a business today. And I think her secret is the second generation of a family-run business. If this is your first time on the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe so you get notifications into the future. Meredith, welcome and thank you for being here today.
Hi, how are you doing?
I am fabulous, and I'm even better
All right.
talking to you this morning. So
Well,
please, if
thank
you
you.
would, Meredith, give us a little background on how you got to be where you are today, and give us a little bit of a story about what the business is.
Okay. Well, the business started in 1974, and it was my father and his partner's business, and I kind of grew up in the business. I was there when he didn't have a babysitter. I was in the office doing stuff, acting like I was stapling papers. I don't know if I was really doing a job, probably not. Um, Went on to when I was in high school. I joined a work program. My dad said, "Well, why don't I could actually use somebody? So why don't you come work for me?" I ended up there for now over 40 years. I'm about 42 years doing this. I took over the business as president in 2011, but he was still here. He was still helping me. He unfortunately passed away in 2012. So I was kind of left, oh no, what do I do? Okay, I got to take all the stuff he taught me and remember it now because he would just, dictate kind of like what I was doing. You're
Hmm.
paying your taxes, you do this, you do that. So it was really a surprise. It was totally unexpected. So just got thrown into it more so. I always knew I was going to stay with the company, but I didn't know to this extent. I didn't know that it was going to be this way. So, through a lot of working 14, 15-hour days trying to take up his part of the business, my part of the business, um, we ended up doing different, I ended up having um, selling off the equipment because he was the main pressman. We did have another pressman who left after my dad passed. And we ended up going totally broker, which was the best decision I ever made. We were half and half before, but now we just job everything because we're not limited to equipment. We're not bidding things to keep it in house, to keep the pressman busy. It makes more sense for me to broker everything out. I get a discount. Most of the people only deal with printing companies too. So it's not costing you more, but you're getting my experience to help run those jobs.
Fabulous, fabulous. So to set the stage for the viewers today, what's the current ownership structure? Are you the sole owner, or do you have outside investors as well?
No, I am the sole owner. I'm actually the sole employee. Technically, I do get a little help from my husband and my mom, um, just when I need it. Um, but I am basically it. So what you see is what you get. And I go and if everything falls on me, if something happens, there's no buck passing. I just handle it.
You wear all of the hats. And
I
in
do.
wearing all of those hats, on an average, if you were just to take a look at a typical week or a typical month, what would be the percentage breakdown of working in the business and getting the marketing and the operations and the delivery and the customer satisfaction completed versus working on the business? What working on the strategies and the goals of where you want to be when you grow up in the next 40 years?
Yeah. Well, I'm not as well prepared for the next 3 to 4 years, but I'm not really looking to retire. This is a job that I actually enjoy talking to people and seeing my customers and doing projects. That's really what I've been doing for all my adult life. So I'm not really looking to retire at, even though I'm close to that age, but I can feasibly see I can take my job anywhere. If I'm on vacation, I can take my laptop. I can do 80% of what I can do on my laptop. As far as marketing, I do more. I'm getting better at trying to go to networking meetings and trying to meet more people. Um, because of COVID, nobody was allowing us to really go into offices. Now, a lot of people are hybrid, so it's hard to see somebody at their office. So, trying to do the more networking, trying to do more emails, trying to follow up is more of my trying to keep everything going.
Okay. So in that marketing, if I could drill down a little bit on that,
Sure.
when you look at marketing, do you have a full-fledged marketing plan of who's in the pipeline, who is an old customer that you think you could grow into a bigger customer, or what types of industries are you focused on?
Well, mainly small to medium businesses that can use printing and promotional and apparel and signage. Um, but I don't really turn anybody down. I'm a good first call because if it's something like, let's say 100 resumes, that's not something I could do it, but you could go to Staples. I'm a good call to just say, okay, this is going to be your best idea to do this.
Mhm.
Um, but we do tags and labels, so we have manufacturing companies that use us for that and bill of ladings, things like that. And then I have total marketing companies. So we
Okay.
do all the like brochures and booklets and things. It's trying to get trying to get more businesses and stuff. I um try to keep in contact with some of the people, try to send out emails, but unfortunately, I do it when I'm slow. Like I because it's
Mhm.
only me, if I'm real busy on a project, no, I'm not sending emails to get more stuff
Right.
right now, but then it makes me very inconsistent. So that's probably my worst flaw in my program. But again, we're still around, we're still doing quite a bit,
Mhm.
and it's exciting to see different things happen. I love getting a new client. I still get as excited today as I did 20, 30 years ago.
Awesome, awesome. Where are those new clients? Are they coming from you marketing outbound or inquiries coming into you because you have been around as a legacy business?
Um, we do get a lot off of Google. I do
Okay.
get some off of referrals, which is always great. I love those warm referrals because that gives me a leg up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we also I also get them from the refer or from the some from the networking meetings.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
gotten a little off of that. I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm starting. I do have some email programs, but I don't stay on top of it. So I've got to go through it. That's,
Right.
get response. You got to keep putting the people in. You got to go and come up with material to send. And that's where I kind of fall short, but I'm
Sure.
trying.
Sure. In that trying, do you have a system of tracking these leads that come in, maybe a CRM system, or are you the old school of spreadsheet or notepad?
Notepad and my memory. So
Okay.
I'm kind of old school in that respect. I do know how to use things, but it's just a
Mhm.
matter of I'll write it down. Okay, make sure to call this person or that person.
Okay. Okay. And would you say that that process of marketing is getting you where you want to be for the rest of this year, or is that something that a little bit of improvement, a little bit of focus there would yield a big return?
I think if I put more focus towards it, it would definitely help. I have great ideas at 3 a.m., but sometimes implementing them isn't exactly going the way it is. But
Gee, I
um,
thought those great ideas in the middle of the night were just reserved for men, not for women.
oh,
Yeah. One of the practices I have with my clients is called a green sheet. and it is simply a piece of paper. I color it, I print it out on green pages because to me, when I get them to say, hey, those ideas are money,
Yeah.
then it's an external memory. Okay. It's like a to-do
Oh,
list, only it's for those great ideas. I know you're not like this. I know I am. I'll have this great idea, and two traffic lights later, I'm going to sit there and go, what was that idea? And I'll burn off so much energy for the rest of the day trying to remember what that great idea was. But I
yeah.
keep that green sheet, and all of my clients keep that green sheet. And it's just a long list, but it's a money related, marketing related, next customer related to-do sheet. And I just record, what the idea is, maybe who the target is. But most importantly, I put a dollar figure on it. Is this a $2 idea or is this a $2 million idea? Just so I can remember what I was thinking of when I go back and look at that. And my clients, I've got some clients that are constantly asking me to ship them more green sheets because they love it. Go through an entire coaching process. And the green sheet, like I said, is that parking lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And we'll go down and review that on a regular basis and say, do any of these ideas help us get to your current goal? So we pull it out and work it into the game plan. Or if we have finished a goal, we go down to that green sheet and we go, hey, what's next? And we pull it up, put it into a plan, and then that becomes a goal and we go for it. It's a just a way of remembering the stuff that I can't remember anymore.
Okay. No, that's very interesting. I'd love to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
one of those.
Well, absolutely. I can get that to you. So, listen, we have gone through a lot of what you're doing in the business. Now, let's take a look at, you had mentioned you're a little light on the future. But where do you see the business in 3 to 5 years?
Um, Probably going more and more into promotional and less into printing as people get away from printing. There's
Okay.
still a very big need for it, but a lot of people, especially my clientele, are kind of going, okay, they're sending their checks through ACH and doing things. So I got to come up with more creative ways to. It's not dead, but it's got to be. It's different now. Where we
Okay.
used to run a lot of brochures, we don't anymore. I'm pushing short run because you can change it up as much as you need to in the future. So I see doing more short run printing, a lot more promotional products, and I see a lot more people giving me their files instead of me creating them or hiring somebody because a lot of people are
Okay.
using files that are different. As far as me, I see me still doing this just because I like to do it.
Okay. When you
So
look at goals, what mindset are you? And let me position it. If we go 1 to 10, one being, I know everything I need to do to that goal, I'm going to put it down. And 10 being, this is my goal, this is my dream, this is my bucket list, and I'm not quite sure how to get there. I may know 8 of the 10 steps, but those other two, I got to grow and learn to get to that. Which mindset do you have? What number range would you be in that 1 to 10?
probably 5 to 6. I
Okay.
mean, I still need to learn things. There's this whole job has been a learning experience every time something comes up. New technology, AI, things like that.
Hmm.
You have to be at least able to comprehend what they're saying and what they want to do with it. Um, uh, but I still have, things to learn. I still have things I've put off learning.
Hmm.
So I gotta get to doing that too.
Okay. What's the end goal when the company is grown completely, when you're grown completely? What does it look like for you?
Um, well, I'd love to get our numbers back to pre-COVID.
Mhm.
If I could do that, that would be great. We lost a lot due to companies closing, and it wasn't
Mhm.
any fault of my own. It was the the economy and things that happened. I would love to do that. We did lose a lot that way. But I love to keep where I can still go on vacation when I want to, and I love not answering to anybody. I love being able to say, "Okay, I'm going to be gone. I do have my laptop. Just understand there might be a little delay in my response, and I will definitely still get back to you because I can't put everything away ever on vacation. I always bring my laptop. I always have my work phone. So, but it works out for me because I love doing it.
Okay,
Um,
good. That's I've heard that so many times. If you love what you're doing, it's not really a job.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's kind of fun because my husband's helping with, certain deliveries and certain things. So it's kind of fun to get him in there, even though he's retired and he's totally done working. He likes
Mhm.
helping. So
Mhm. So if you were to get the company, I'm sorry, when you get the company back to the level that you want, the revenue and the profit that you want, what then? What's the next chapter for Meredith?
knowing me, probably try a higher goal. Right now I'm at that goal. Now I'm going to try something else. I don't really have a succession plan. Neither of my children have any. They're both in totally different industries.
Hmm.
So it's either going to be okay, maybe eventually I would sell it, but I'm kind of thinking I might keep it till the day I'm done.
Okay. Okay, super, super. Well, listen, we have certainly covered a lot of ground in our conversation today. And for those of you that are watching, I highly encourage you to save this episode and come back to it a few times because Meredith has given us a lot of great nuggets. So as we wrap this up, we hit the section that I like. It's called the rapid fire questions. Just looking for what's top of your mind, simple answers. You ready for this? You got your seatbelt on, Meredith?
I do.
Super. Meredith, what's your key to success?
Work life balance, keeping
S-
everything, making sure that I'm taking time for myself now.
Great. What's a piece of advice that you would give to another business owner?
Um, Make sure, and this is from trial and error, make sure you don't dedicate everything, and it is work life balance again, but making sure that you do make sure you take time for yourself because you will burn out quickly if you don't keep that in mind.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Take care of yourself first, just like the flight attendant says, put your mask on first.
Yeah,
Why is it we don't learn that lesson until we're older, more seasoned?
because you think you can do everything, and you have
Yeah.
to realize that Um, sometimes if I get overloaded, let's say in graphic arts, I go to one of my trusted people that can do it for me. And I will sit there and I'm learning this now. Don't even try it. Just send it. You know somebody who can do it for you
Awesome.
quickly and you're not putting off something important.
Great, great, great. Now, this next question sets my generation. What's one book that you're reading now or that you've read most recently that you would recommend to somebody else?
Haven't really read anything recently. I was recommended a book about AI recently, but
Okay.
and I'm probably going to read that. But um, I read a lot on the internet, just stories, true crime, and things like that. So it's
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. If there's a book on AI, the one that I recommend to everyone is the AI Driven Leader. It
yes,
it helps people to understand how to use AI as a tool instead of having a fear of AI. So I hope maybe that's on your reading list there.
that was on my reading list
Awesome. Okay.
because you were the
If the
referral.
ah
I just unfortunately I didn't write that down on this piece of paper. I have it on another piece of paper.
I understand. And so if I was the referral source, then you know the rest of that story is if you love to read, get the book and read it. If you are challenged with reading, type that into YouTube and watch a 15-minute summary of it. Or In the world of AI, you simply go to chat and say, hey, chat, give me a 2-page executive summary of the AI-driven leader, the 4 most important parts, and the 3 actions that I should be taking after reading this book. It'll be done in 30 seconds or less, and you'll have a summary of it. You don't get the pleasure of the reading part, but you get the meat.
Yeah.
So, Meredith, if there was one area of your business that you could improve immediately, and when you wake up tomorrow, it would be exactly what you wanted it to be, what would that area be?
Um, Mainly my marketing, staying more consistent with it.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So before we get to the last question, I want to make sure that those watching today are able to get in touch with you. So if it's your next biggest customer, or if you have said something that a business owner really is inspired to learn more about, what's the best way for someone to get in touch with you?
Probably my email. It's Meredith at marlesprinting.com. Or they're welcome to phone me. My phone number's 216-407-7354. I'm always happy to take a call or an email, and we can go from there. However,
S-
you're more comfortable.
Super, super. Thank you so much. So here's the last question of the day. Meredith, what is inspiring to you?
How much technology has taken over every aspect of my business? When we started out, there was barely any real computers used. They were computers, but different types. Um,
Mhm.
Now you can go and do everything on your screen, go to print, and you're done, where it used to be a big process. And it's exciting to see how much it's taken over. And every time something like that happens, you learn something new. And I love that. So,
Super, super. Yeah, yeah. It's I like to joke with people. My very first car that I learned to drive had 2 keys and 0 cup holders.
yeah.
Now the car that I drive still has 4 wheels, a steering wheel, and gets me from point A to point B, but it has 0 keys and a plethora of cup holders all over the place. So
Yep, that's
yes,
absolutely true.
new technology. So, hey, Meredith, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your journey. And congratulations, first of all, on being the second generation. I think that's awesome, and that is so very rare in today's world. And to you, the audience, thank you for watching today. I would know I was inspired by Meredith and how far she's come and her vision for the future. So, folks, make it a great day and bye for now.